Whoa, I believe there are angels among us, sent down to us from somewhere up above. They come to you and me in our darkest hours to show us how to live, to teach us how to give, and guide us with the light of love.
The first memory I have of something being majorly wrong with me would have to be being in the ambulance on the way to the hospital when they diagnosed me with cancer. I don't really remember a whole lot from that experience, but I remember not being able to walk and my dad carrying me into different hospitals, and nobody could really tell us what was wrong until eventually they just picked me up in the ambulance and drove me down to Milwaukee. And then I passed out, and I remember waking up to the doctor standing outside of the room with my parents, and my parents were crying. Basically, what ALL does to the body is it's a cancer of the blood and bone. So it basically just takes over your body pretty rapidly. It goes through your blood system and then gets into your bone, and mine actually started in my backbone. And it was so intense from that area, it actually cracked my back vertebra in half, which is why I couldn't walk. And it travels through your bones through blood and bones so fast that it feels like shooting pains going up through your bones. And basically, if you don't catch it in time, it infects your entire marrow, and then there's not a whole lot they can do about it. Because of that, my chest wall actually collapsed in on my heart and lungs, and it was threatening my heart rhythm quite a bit. And they decided to go in there and put 2 metal rods inside my chest and help to kind of support it and pop it out. They had to do it when I was a teenager so my bones would bend. So they just took my bones and slowly bent them, and that was one of the most painful things that I've been through besides cancer. So then I ended up going through, I had to be 4 or 5 infusions where they hooked me up to an IV and they pumped medicine in to strengthen my bones, and that was actually pretty painful too because they're pumping calcium into your bones, so it's like extreme, massive growing pains. Not only that, but I had, over the course of 3 years, I had over, I want to say it was like 52 spinal taps. Being 8 years old, kind of fun is your life. You want to be able to have fun, you want to make friends, you want to just be around everybody that you love. And being diagnosed took that all away from me in one day. I remember one specific guy that he was actually in the room next door to me, and we became to be pretty good friends. And by the time that I was about a week into it, he just wasn't in the room anymore. And my parents had told me he'd passed away. I lost a good portion of them, even people that weren't going through cancer. I had a best friend that was going through pulmonary hypertension, and we went through a lot together. And just in the past couple of years, she passed away, and that was really hard. One thing that I think I actually learned from being diagnosed was that I don't take anything for granted anymore in life. I've gotten to do so many amazing things because of cancer. Yeah, it was awful, and yeah, it was probably the worst thing that has ever happened to me, yet in the same way, it might have been the best. Because I've gotten to meet so many people, I've gotten to do so many things, and really every day that I wake up is a day that I know that I might not have had. And it's a feeling of gratitude almost, that I'm still around, and that I know the people I know. I know that I could call someone right now and they would be here for me if I needed them. And I just view life in a completely different perspective. If I want to go and do something and I set my mind to it, I'm going to go and do it, because if I don't, I might not get to the second time around.
I believe there are angels among us, sent down to us from somewhere up above. They come to you and me in our darkest hours to show us how to live, to teach us how to give, and guide us with the light us with the